Think the Philippines is just about beautiful beaches and friendly locals? Wait until you find out there's a place where an entire generation grew up never seeing the sun, where you can get a $5,000 fine for honking your horn, and where some tribes have been practicing gender equality for over 2,000 years. You won't believe what I discovered. Number 15. There's a city in the Philippines where an entire generation has never experienced true darkness. You heard right. In Masbate City, massive mining operations run 24/7 floodlights so bright they've eliminated night for over 50,000 residents. Picture this. It's 2 a.m. but your bedroom glows like perpetual twilight because industrial spotlights beam directly through your windows from mining sites just 200 meters away. Children born here in the last 15 years have never seen actual stars. The irony? While tourists flock to other Philippine islands for pristine night skies, locals here pay 300% more for blackout curtains just to sleep. Mining companies generate $2.3 million monthly from these operations, while residents develop insomnia at rates 400% higher than the national average. Think pollution is just about air and water? Think again. Light pollution here has created an entire generation that doesn't know what natural night looks like. Number 14. In the Philippines there are indigenous tribes where women have been CEOs for over 2,000 years. The Mangyan people of Mindoro Island operate under a matriarchal system so advanced it would make Silicon Valley diversity officers weep with envy. Here's the fascinating part. Women own all property, make all major decisions, and men literally move into their wives' homes after marriage. Among the 180,000 Mangyan people, women control 85% of all tribal wealth and hold every single leadership position. But wait, it gets better. Their divorce system is so simple it makes modern legal systems look barbaric. A woman just has to return her husband's personal belongings to his mother's house and boom, divorced. No lawyers, no courts, no fighting over assets. The man keeps nothing because he never owned anything to begin with. Western feminists travel thousands of miles to study these communities only to discover that true gender equality was solved here centuries before America was even discovered. Number 13. There's a Philippine law that can land you in jail for 15 days just for wearing the wrong shirt while driving. Sounds unbelievable, but Republic Act 4136 contains some of the world's most bizarre traffic regulations. Get caught driving while wearing a sleeveless shirt, and you'll face a 1,500 peso fine, plus potential imprisonment. The law states that drivers must be properly attired at all times, which local authorities interpret as covering your shoulders and wearing closed-toe shoes. Here's the scary part. Over 12,000 Filipinos were cited for improper driving attire in 2024 alone. Foreign tourists regularly get blindsided by this rule, especially motorcycle riders who think tank tops are perfect for tropical weather. One Australian backpacker spent 3 days in a Manila jail cell simply because he was wearing flip-flops while driving a scooter. The craziest example? A woman was fined 3,000 pesos for driving in a halter top to the hospital during her labor emergency. Traffic enforcers argued that emergencies don't exempt you from proper dress codes. Number 12. In certain parts of the Philippines, it's illegal to die without government permission. The municipality of Binan in Laguna Province actually passed Ordinance Number 2001-001 prohibiting death without a mayor-issued permit. You heard right. Dying without paperwork is technically a municipal violation. This bizarre law emerged because the town's only cemetery reached maximum capacity, but local politics prevented expansion for 8 years, so instead of solving the burial space crisis, officials decided to make death itself illegal. Here's where it gets absurd. The fine for unauthorized death is 5,000 pesos, payable by surviving family members. Over 300 families have been penalized under this ordinance since 2001. The town clerk maintains a waiting list of 847 people who've applied for pre-death permits, essentially asking permission to die within city limits. Foreign legal experts call it the world's most unenforceable law, yet Binan continues collecting fines. Think you can just die somewhere else? The ordinance also prohibits residents from dying outside municipal boundaries without written consent from 3 different government offices. Number 11. There are Filipino tribes that have never used money and still operate on a barter system worth millions. The Ifugao people of northern Luzon have maintained a completely cashless economy for over 3,000 years, and their rice terraces alone are valued at $50 million by UNESCO. But here's what's really mind-blowing. Their barter system is so sophisticated it includes credit, loans, and even insurance policies, all without a single peso changing hands. A typical transaction might involve trading 15 chickens for irrigation rights, 3 pigs for house construction labor, and 20 sacks of rice for a wedding ceremony package. The Ifugao have 47 different categories of trade goods, each with complex exchange rates that fluctuate based on seasons, weather, and social relationships. Wait until you find out their interest rates. If you borrow 5 chickens, you must return 7 chickens after harvest season, which mathematically equals a 40% annual return. Their banking system consists of village elders who memorize every transaction from the past 50 years. No written records, no digital tracking, yet their economy has 0 debt defaults and maintains 3% annual growth. Number 10. The Philippines has a city where speaking English in public can get you fined $200. Iloilo City's Ordinance 2012-245 imposes hefty penalties on government employees and students who speak English during Filipino Language Month every August. The fine structure is brutal: 500 pesos for the first offense, 1,000 pesos for the second, and 5,000 pesos for repeat violations. But here's the twisted part. This law has created an underground economy of language police and snitches. Local students earn 50 pesos per violation they report, leading to children literally spying on their teachers and classmates. One high school recorded 342 English-speaking violations in a single month, generating 97,000 pesos in fines that went straight into the mayor's cultural preservation fund. The irony is suffocating. The ordinance itself was written in English, and all the violation tickets are printed in English. Foreign exchange students get trapped in this linguistic minefield daily. Picture trying to order food at McDonald's while avoiding English words, or explaining a medical emergency to a doctor without using any English medical terms. The city's tourism revenue dropped 23% since implementation because international visitors feel unwelcome. Yet officials defend the policy, claiming it preserves Filipino cultural identity while simultaneously driving away the global tourists who boost the local economy. Number 9. There's a Philippine island where the entire population of 12,000 people shares just 47 last names. Camiguin Island suffers from what geneticists call surname bottlenecking, where centuries of isolation created the most limited name diversity on Earth. Here's the crazy part. If you're born on Camiguin, there's a 78% chance you'll marry someone with your exact same last name, even though you're not related. The Spanish colonial registry from 1847 assigned surnames randomly, but most residents ended up with variants of Santos, Cruz, Reyes, or Garcia. Fast forward 175 years, and entire barangays are filled with people who share identical names but completely different family trees. The local phone book is a nightmare. There are 847 people named Juan Santos and 623 people named Maria Cruz. Mail delivery relies on elaborate address codes that include physical descriptions, job titles, and even personality traits. Juan Santos, the tall fisherman with the missing pinky finger, versus Juan Santos, the short baker who laughs too loud. Dating apps are useless here because search results show over 200 people with your potential partner's name. The island's marriage certificates require DNA testing to prove couples aren't accidentally marrying cousins, adding $400 to every wedding cost. Number 8. In the Philippines, there are restaurants where the waiters are required by law to be rude to customers. Manila's sarcastic dining establishments operate under special business licenses that actually mandate hostile service as their unique selling proposition. The Department of Trade and Industry issued permits for 12 restaurants where staff are legally protected for insulting customers, as long as it stays within cultural entertainment boundaries. Here's how it works. Servers deliberately bring wrong orders, mock your pronunciation of Filipino dishes, and charge you extra fees for asking too many questions. The most popular spot, Bistro Bastos, trains waiters for 6 months in creative insults and passive-aggressive behavior. Their signature move, making you wait 45 minutes for water while loudly complaining about serving foreigners. Customers actually pay 15% higher prices for this abuse, and reservations are booked solid for 3 months. The phenomenon started when a chronically understaffed restaurant turned their terrible service into a marketing gimmick, and now it's a 15 million peso industry. Foreign food bloggers rank these experiences as authentically chaotic and refreshingly honest. The psychological twist? Exit surveys show 89% of customers report higher satisfaction compared to regular restaurants because low expectations create pleasant surprises when anything goes right. Number 7. There are Filipino communities where children legally work full-time jobs starting at age 8, and it's completely government approved. The Sagada municipality operates under indigenous law exemptions that allow child labor within traditional cultural contexts, specifically in rice terracing and weaving industries. Over 2,300 children between ages 8 and 14 work official jobs with government-issued permits, earning 150 to 300 pesos daily while maintaining school attendance. Here's what makes this system bizarrely functional. These kids have better financial literacy than most American teenagers. They operate savings accounts, understand compound interest, and many own small businesses by age 12. The Sagada Children's Labor Union negotiates wages, working conditions, and educational benefits with local employers. Their success rate is stunning. 94% of child workers graduate high school compared to 67% national average, and 78% start their own businesses before age 25. But wait, there's a dark twist. International child welfare organizations constantly attempt interventions, not realizing these programs are actually preventing child poverty. When UN inspectors visit, local families temporarily hide their children's employment to avoid complications, forcing kids to pretend they're unemployed. The cultural clash is intense. Western child protection concepts versus indigenous economic systems that have successfully eliminated youth poverty for over 400 years. Number 6. The Philippines has a city where all traffic lights have been replaced by human beings, and it actually works better than technology. Marikina City eliminated automated traffic systems in 2019 and hired 400 full-time human traffic controllers who manually direct all vehicle flow using hand signals and whistles. The results are shocking. Traffic accidents decreased 67%, average commute times dropped by 31 minutes, and road rage incidents fell 84%. Here's the secret sauce. These aren't regular traffic enforcers, they're trained performers who turn intersection management into entertainment. They dance, sing, and interact with drivers while directing traffic flow. The most popular controller, Officer Rico, has 2.1 million TikTok followers for his choreographed traffic direction routines. But the real genius is economic. Employing 400 humans costs 18 million pesos annually, while maintaining automated systems costs 31 million due to frequent repairs, vandalism, and power outages. Each human controller manages intersection flow 40% more efficiently than computers because they read driver behavior, weather conditions, and real-time situations that algorithms miss. The psychological impact is profound. Drivers behave better when interacting with actual humans versus anonymous technology. Foreign traffic engineers study this system, baffled that developing world innovation outperformed advanced traffic management technology. The waiting list for traffic controller jobs has 3,200 applicants because the work combines decent pay with social media fame potential. Number 5. There's a Philippine province where the government pays citizens $500 monthly to stay single and childless. Siquijor Province launched the Population Control Incentive Program in 2018, offering 25,000 peso monthly stipends to residents who remain unmarried and child-free after age 30. The program targets the island's resource scarcity crisis. With only 98,000 residents on 344 square kilometers, every additional person strains water, food, and energy supplies beyond capacity. Here's the controversial part. Participants sign 10-year contracts with penalties for accidental pregnancies or secret marriages. Over 1,847 residents currently receive these payments, creating a generation of professional singles who've turned celibacy into a career. The social dynamics are fascinating and disturbing. Dating becomes underground activity, relationships are hidden from neighbors, and social pressure favors isolation over family formation. Churches oppose the program violently, organizing protests and refusing sacraments to participants, while local businesses struggle because fewer families mean reduced consumer spending. The economic paradox is brutal. The government spends 46 million pesos annually on single stipends while losing 73 million in reduced economic activity from declining birth rates. Younger residents call it paid loneliness, and mental health services report 340% increased depression rates among program participants. Yet applications continue flooding in because 25,000 pesos monthly exceeds most local salaries by 400%. International family planning experts call it an ethical nightmare wrapped in economic logic. In the Philippines, there are apartment buildings where residents are required to sing karaoke for 2 hours daily, or face eviction. The Harmony Heights Housing Cooperative in Quezon City operates under what might just be the world's strangest lease agreement. Tenants must participate in mandatory community karaoke sessions between 6 to 8 p.m. every evening, or they risk losing their homes. Now this isn't just some quirky tradition, it's a legally enforceable housing policy affecting 847 families across 12 buildings. The system emerged as a solution to noise complaints. Instead of banning karaoke, which had caused over 200 neighbor disputes annually, management mandated synchronized singing sessions where everyone participates simultaneously. Here's the genius twist. Community karaoke has virtually eliminated crime, domestic violence, and social isolation. Burglary rates dropped 91% because potential thieves know exactly when all residents are gathered in common areas. Domestic abuse cases fell 78% because family conflicts get aired publicly through song choices and performance styles. The psychological benefits are unexpected. Residents report stronger community bonds, reduced anxiety, and improved public speaking confidence. But the dark side is real. Tone-deaf residents face social ostracism, introverts develop severe stress, and off-key singers receive passive-aggressive song requests that border on bullying. The eviction process is brutal. 3 no-show violations trigger immediate lease termination, and the blacklist prevents renting anywhere else in the cooperative network. Real estate agents call it social engineering through forced entertainment, and occupancy rates stay at 100% because the community benefits outweigh individual discomfort for most residents. There's a Filipino tribe that practices reverse aging where people get younger job responsibilities as they get older. The Taboli people of South Cotabato operate under an inverted age hierarchy that completely flips Western concepts of career progression and retirement. In their 40,000-person community, the oldest members, those over 70, are assigned the easiest, most playful jobs like storytelling to children and flower arrangement, while young adults handle the most physically demanding and stressful leadership responsibilities. Here's how their system works. At age 18, you become a heavy bearer responsible for construction, farming, and community defense. By 30, you transition to decision-maker roles involving conflict resolution and resource management. At 50, you become a wisdom keeper who advises but doesn't execute policies. Finally, after 70, you enter second childhood where your only job is enjoying life and sharing stories. The economic results are mind-blowing. Their communities have zero elderly poverty, 23% higher productivity rates than neighboring areas, and virtually no age-related depression or anxiety. Young people work intensely for 30 years knowing they'll earn a guaranteed comfortable retirement filled with respect and leisure. The cultural shock hits Western visitors hard. Imagine seeing 75-year-olds playing games all day while 25-year-olds make all the serious decisions. Anthropologists call it age role reversal, and gerontology experts worldwide study their model because Taboli elders report happiness levels 340% higher than American seniors. The system only works because everyone grows up knowing the rules, creating lifelong anticipation for earned leisure rather than forced retirement. The Philippines has a city where all marriages expire automatically after 7 years unless both partners file for renewal. Iloilo City's Sunset Clause marriage system treats matrimony like a business contract with built-in expiration dates, and the results are a relationship revolution. Since implementation in 2016, over 15,000 couples have participated in this experimental marriage model, where unions automatically dissolve after 7 years unless both parties actively choose renewal. Here's the shocking part. Renewal rates hit 89%, compared to traditional marriage success rates of 54% in the same region. The psychology is brilliant. Knowing your marriage has an expiration date forces couples to continuously work on their relationship instead of taking it for granted. The renewal process isn't automatic. Couples must attend 40 hours of counseling, demonstrate financial compatibility, and publicly recommit in a ceremony that costs 15,000 pesos. But here's where it gets controversial. Children from sunset marriages face unique legal challenges because parental rights need renegotiation every 7 years. Critics call it disposable marriage culture, while supporters argue it eliminates the trauma and expense of traditional divorce proceedings. the economic impact is substantial. Divorce lawyers report a 67% income reduction, while relationship counselors see a 400% increase in business. International family law experts visit Iloilo to study this system, debating whether contractual marriage represents evolved relationship management or the commodification of human bonding. The most surprising outcome? Couples in sunset marriages report 78% higher satisfaction rates because they approach their relationship as an ongoing choice rather than a permanent trap. Number 1. There's a place in the Philippines where an entire city of 2.8 million people has been completely powered by human waste for the past 15 years. Quezon City operates the world's most advanced biogas energy system, converting sewage from 2.8 million residents into electricity that powers 67% of the city's energy needs, generating $340 million annually while eliminating energy poverty. But here's the part that will blow your mind. Residents actually get paid for their waste production through the flush-to-cash reward system that monitors household sewage output and provides monthly rebates based on contribution volume and quality. The average family earns 2,400 pesos monthly just for using their toilets normally, while households producing optimal biogas quality waste can earn up to 8,000 pesos per month. The technology is mind-boggling. Smart toilets analyze waste composition in real time, underground pipelines transport sewage to massive processing facilities, and advanced filtration systems convert methane into clean electricity. The environmental impact is, honestly, staggering. Quezon City eliminated 89% of its carbon emissions, reduced water pollution by 94%, and created 12,000 green energy jobs. International energy companies spend millions trying to replicate this system, but the cultural acceptance factor is crucial. Filipinos embraced poop power because, well, the economic benefits outweighed social stigma. The city exports excess energy to neighboring areas, earning 890 million pesos annually from what was previously considered worthless waste. Think renewable energy means just solar and wind? This proves human waste might be the most overlooked energy source on Earth, and the Philippines figured it out first. So we've just discovered the Philippines' most unbelievable secrets, from cities powered by human waste to tribes that age backwards. Which one shocked you the most? The mandatory karaoke apartments or the government paying people to stay single? Subscribe for more mind-blowing facts that'll change how you see the world.